Earn your way to the Winter Paralympics. This is an 8th grade math review project. It incorporates also language arts, geography, computer skills, and some research. Should take about 2 weeks depending on your students. And this is the student slide deck, so this is what you're going to assign to the students. There's also a teacher slide deck that gives you some of the keys for the answer keys for the different math tasks, 2 different ways that you might want to grade the whole project, and then some instructions. So you want to start by going over slides 2 and 3 with the students, so that it's just an overview of the project. They're going to overcome 8 different challenges as they travel to different cities around the world and earn their spot on the Winter Paralympic team. To do that, for each of the different 8 cities they're going to visit, they're going to answer math questions that match the 8th grade standards. They're going to learn about different cultures as they travel the world, keep a journal of their experiences, keep track of their progress on a map, maintain a travel itinerary, and import photos of the different cities that they visit. You want to explain to the students that when they finish a slide, they are to click on the snowflake, because that will tell them what slide to go to next. While some of them are in order, there is some back and forth on some of the slides, so if they click on the snowflake, they will know exactly where to go next. Now the first math task, and there are 8 altogether, they're going to answer math questions in order to earn a bus ticket to Squaw Valley, California for their first Olympic trial. So they click on the snowflake. They're going to be doing some transformations here. So they're going to show their transformations using the fill color feature of Google Slides. So they've got 2 movements here. They want to show this figure as a reflection across the y-axis and then translate down 4 units. So to do this, to color in the squares, they're going to click and hold and then scroll across until they've highlighted what they want to color in. They're going to come up here to this fill color bucket, and they can choose any color they like. And then they're going to finish this one. Now they get 5 points for each transformation. If they do only the first one, they get 5 points. If they show both transformations, they'll get 10 points. Now for my students, if they make an error, I give it back to them for them to fix it and then turn it in again for a final score. So there's 10 points total. When they get their points, and they need to know that this is not filled out by the student. Only the teacher fills out the score, and they cannot move on until you've given them a score. Now they can see that once they've got their points, they've earned their bus ticket to Squaw Valley. Now this is the research slide. So the first thing they're going to do is type in the current date and then the sport they're competing in. So if they want to know a list of the Winter Paralympic sports, they're going to click on this snowflake, takes them to the very last slide, and here are all the events for the Winter Paralympics. They can look these up online to see exactly what they are, but once they pick their sport, then they're going to click on the snowflake. It's going to take them right back to that slide 7. So now they can type in their event. They're going to type in 2 things they'd like to see in Squaw Valley, so they can do a little research online, find out what is there to see, and some of the favorite foods eaten in that part of the country. Now their instructions when they get done are when they go to the next slide, they're to fill out only the top row. So this is their itinerary. Each time they come to this slide, there'll be 8 different times they come to this particular slide, they're only going to fill out 1 row. So Squaw Valley's already typed in for them. They're going to type in the number of miles from their home to Squaw Valley, California. So they'll have to do a little research and find out what that is. Type in their current date, and the mode of transportation is a bus. So that would be anybody that lives in North America. If you're in a different country, it would probably be an airplane you'd have to type in here. But for purposes of this simulation, it's a bus. The next time they come to this slide, they'll be filling out Vancouver, the number of miles from Squaw Valley to Vancouver, the current date, and then the transportation in the next row will be a train. So once they filled out their 1 row, read at the bottom, it says on the next slide, find your city and place it next to the pink dot on the map. So here's a map. These are all of the cities they're going to visit. We're starting just with Squaw Valley, so they're going to click and hold on the edge, move it into place so it's next to that pink dot that shows Squaw Valley. And that's the only thing they do. Each time they come to the map, they're going to move a different city. And then they're going to click on the snowflake that's next to their city. Next, they're going to fill out a journal entry. So they're going to make this up. This is going to be a language arts portion, and they're just going to type in what could have happened to them in that first Olympic trial in Squaw Valley. They're going to talk about their sport and some things that might have happened. Did they come in first place, second place? What happened to them? And they need to use complete sentences and lots of detail. Be creative. When they get that done, the thing they're going to do for Squaw Valley is to import 3 pictures. So to do that, they're going to click on Insert, Image, Search the Web. Insert, Image, Search the Web. They'll get a little search box up here, and they want to type in their current city. So in this case, they're going to type in Squaw Valley, hit Enter, and then all of these pictures come up. So they can choose any picture they like. I would suggest they pick a square picture because it's going to be distorted if it doesn't match the same shape of these white boxes. So instruct them to just choose a square or slightly square shape. Click on it, click Insert. Now it's going to come up really large. To make it smaller, they're going to take a hold of a corner, click and hold, move toward the center, and that makes it smaller. This little circle here, they're going to click and hold, and it will move it, tilt it so it'll move right into this square. And then they can play around with it. They can make it larger, they can make it smaller to fit in this white square. Then they're going to import 2 more different pictures of Squaw Valley. And then they're going to move on to Math Task 2. So Math Task 2 is their second competition. That's in Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada. And they have to finish the math problems in order to get a train ticket from Squaw Valley to Vancouver. Now this one, they're going to be solving equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. They can do this on scratch paper, or I've also included some printable worksheets if you'd rather give them a printable that they can take to their desk. They can do that also. They're going to type in their answers, and they're going to give this to you when it's completed. Again, I give it back to them if they've made errors, give them a chance to correct, and then give them a final score. And remember, this is for the teacher only. When they get their score, then they can move on. So they can see that now they've earned their train ticket to Vancouver. So they've got 6 more cities to visit. Here they're going to be doing some research for Vancouver again. They're going to go back to their itinerary, fill out a new row, move Vancouver into place on the map, and they're going to import pictures for Vancouver. So they'll have 6 more tasks. They're going to be completing the Pythagorean theorem to find a missing side of a right triangle. They're going to drag and drop these exponents into place. They're going to solve fractional equations, find the equation for a line, drag and drop these algebraic inequalities. They're going to solve the equation and then find the map that, or the graph that matches. And then the final task is distributive property equations. So when they get through this whole project and they've done all of the steps for every city, they get a little congratulations at the end. You're going to the Winter Paralympics. They can check all of their slides, make sure they're complete, and then submit it for final grading. Now, some of your students are going to finish first before some of the others. So I give them this a little additional kind of fun task. I have them create their own postcards to send home from every city. So they can draw a picture on one side and they can, and then write their postcard on the other side with an address to send home from each city. And that keeps them busy until the other students can complete the project. So this is 8th grade math review project, Earn Your Way to the Winter Paralympics.